for holistic development of Indian Institute of Management Calcutta, 5 I's have been conceived. That starts with first I as integration. Now, integration of corporate, community and country needs. So, we have got to integrate our processes with respect to our ability to create the output that has the ability to address the issues of corporate, of community at large, and also of country, the issues that the country is currently confronted with. Second I stands for inclusion. Now, very important for the institute is to have a holistic perspective of including all these stakeholders to bring them along in creating the policy initiatives and also in practice, so that the deliverables are intended to achieve the desired goals. Third is innovation. Any institution will perish if it does not continuously evolve through innovation in the processes and programs. IIM Calcutta has always been at the forefront, but this key essentially has got to keep moving on with respect to implementation of innovation in all our programs and processes. Internationalization is the fourth I, which is key, because to leverage the brand, to leverage the strength, the time is ripe to move beyond the boundaries of the country and to let the entire world be benefited. Our students, our teachers, our stakeholders also being exposed to the international world to continuously evolve and upgrade themselves. Similarly, it's a moral duty to bring all our strengths to the international fraternity so that they also get benefited out of it. And last but not the least, for the institution to sustain, we essentially need to be grounded into the basic premises of our country, and that is being Indian. Being Indian in terms of conception, being Indian in terms of our execution, being Indian in terms of our thinking. And there lies the sustainability of our processes, programs, and the institute. We will have to realize the shift that is taking place in the education, in society, and in the industry. Now we talk of education 5.0, industry 5.0, and society 5.0. The institute will have to work on re-engineering the process, the programs, and also the people to be ready for that industry 5.0, society 5.0, and accordingly education 5.0 has got to be transformed into. So this is the key priority to ensure the smooth transition from the existing people, process and programs to the modern days requirements of the new era that is coming up. So that is the priority. Very importantly for an institution like IIM Calcutta is that we do not have just got to produce business managers, but as you very rightly said, we have got to work towards bringing in business leaders, and business leaders not only for country but for the entire globe. We have been very successfully doing that, and we have got to ensure that we keep on doing that. For we have got to acknowledge the fact that there are enormous shifts that are taking place. So, for sustainability of our students to keep pace with the dynamics of the world, we have got to ensure that we ensure the ingredient being truly and appropriately ingrained among our students to ensure their sustainability. For the holistic development of the student is the key. In addition to the academic rigor, which IIM Calcutta has always been known for, we also are working on improvising the learning by infusing newer techniques, use of music, use of yoga, use of the storytelling, use of the legacy that this country has, be ingrained with the theories and practices that we transform during their stay as a student here. So this holistic development in our student is where the key lies. This is what I believe, and we are working on re-engineering the whole process to ensure the sustainability of our students. IIM Calcutta has been a blessed institution to have been able to create a very distinguished alumni network and a very great alumni who have been able to contribute their bit in development of corporate, not just of Indian corporate, but also global corporate. They have been able to change the landscape of global corporate, and also have been very, very successful in policy making of the country. Now, onus lies on the institute to have leveraged the strength that these people have. What we are working on is, along with strengthening different alumni chapters, we also are working on leveraging technology to create a 24/7 communication network with them, bring them on board in majority of our decision making. And also we are working on having an alumni coefficient index to quantifiably assess for us to strengthen our processes as to what has been the contribution that the institute has been able to leverage, and are we moving on the right curve to constantly increase their participation in the institutional functioning. It is very important to ensure that along with technology, majority of these alumni activities be looked after by our current student, so that tomorrow when these current students become an alum, the coming batch again takes up the baton and proceed it forward, and this process goes on and on and on, and that gets transferred to the coming generation, so that a continuous flow of relationship be sustained. See, my philosophy has been trust, entrust, and empower. So you trust people, you entrust them with responsibility, and you empower them to take decisions on their own. As leader, my job is to just guide them, support them, and provide with requisite ammunition so that they all can fulfill their goals. This institute, vis-a-vis the university that I have been leading for 2 terms, University of Lucknow, and before that, my alma mater, that is Banaras Hindu University, where I have been teaching and engaged into research. Those were relatively larger and diverse organizations. Here, it is a smaller but smarter and homogeneous institute. So here, lesser complexities, lesser diversities, hence the productivity is bound to go up. This is what I believe. So this principle of trust, entrust and empower is bound to fetch better results. This is what my belief is. It is very important to acknowledge the infusion of technology, not just technology but information technology, and not just information technology but the modern versions of information technology that is coming in form of artificial intelligence is bound to come into the process of education and of different spheres of decision making of modern days education, very specifically management education. So we have got to acknowledge that and accordingly prepare ourselves to infuse. What we are doing here is that we are trying to not just work on the revamping of curriculum, but one thing we are very shortly going to start is our online education, where online education content is grossly be led by artificial intelligence tools and techniques. That is to be taught. Second is, in our processes also, we are going to infuse information technology, more specifically artificial intelligence technology, even in the process of evaluation. So not just the content is being prepared to meet those modern days IT infusion in our content and our delivery, but also in our evaluation and majority of the processes of student life during their stay in the program. So we are fully aware of the fact that this information technology, more specifically and other IT technologies, we have got to bring into our system and put into so that we get the desired results sooner rather than later.